this point, we have to replace the United States, which as an international actor has lost vigor, and because of it, in the long term, influence. Those are the words of EU Commission President Jean-Claude Juncker during an address to Belgium's Flemish Regional Parliament. It happened in Brussels. Now, he says that Europe should take over as the global leader because the U.S., quote, no longer wants to cooperate with the world as it's abandoning the Iran nuclear deal. So is the EU posturing after President Trump said that the new U.S. sanctions against Iran would impact anyone who deals with Iran, including companies in the EU? Well, one sign indicating the EU posturing is talk of sanctioning the U.S. According to Reuters, EU officials are revamping a blocking statute. It was used by the governing body in the 1990s to threaten then-President Bill Clinton's administration when the U.S. tried to penalize foreign businesses trying to work with Cuba. In that case, it worked. Coupled with the political strategy, Washington backed down. So will it work again? See, basically the statute blocks EU companies from following U.S. sanctions, and it does not recognize court rulings enforcing U.S. penalties for noncompliance. But it's never actually been used, just threatened. And it's seen by EU governments as more of a warning to the U.S. than anything else. So now the idea that Europe should or would replace U.S. as the global leader, well, that's somewhat silly at this point. Through NATO, the United States uses its massive military to protect and to pay for protection for 27 European nations, with the U.S. spending more than double and in some cases triple for defense. But the underlying concern behind Juncker's statements includes some very real questions about the reasons for President Trump's decision to leave the Iran nuclear deal, especially when the IAEA says that Iran is in fact following the agreement. The IAEA Director General released a statement just last week stating this, quote, as requested by the United Nations Security Council and authorized by the IAEA Board of Governors in 2015, the IAEA is verifying and monitoring Iran's implementation of its nuclear-related commitments under the JCPOA. Iran is subject to the world's most robust nuclear verification regime under the JCPOA, which is a significant verification gain. As of today, the IAEA can confirm that the nuclear-related commitments are being implemented by Iran. So what you need to know here is that there are actually multiple storylines here. The EU leadership posturing, that's one, stating the U.S. should no longer be the world leader. That really isn't worth debating at this point because, again, it seems more like a threat than anything else. The IAEA saying that Iran is following the deal, that's something we need to pay attention to. And finally, the biggest, most underreported storyline so far, the fact that Israel is pushing this decision at the same moment that the nation is launching military strikes against Iranian positions in Syria. Again, that is the question here. Is the U.S. going to be dragged into another Middle East war, this time alongside Israel, against Iran and Syria? We take a deeper look at that issue in another reality check, and you can find it right now. It's in the link in the description below.